Hello and good morning to everyone. I am Dr. Waliul, Assistant Professor in the Department of English, SNS RKS College, Saharsa. Today, I am going to discuss about the poem The Second Coming, which is written by William Butler Yeats. William Butler Yeats is one of the very famous Irish poets, and his poem The Second Coming is one of the finest poem. So, before starting the poem, we'll see what exactly the second coming is. According to William Emerson, the good quality of a poet is to shock or surprise the reader at the very first stage. So, that is why reading at the title, The Second Coming, it primarily seems that second time coming of Jesus Christ. But it may also it may be something different also poets wants to convey. So what exactly the second coming we'll get to know after completing the entire poem. So the second coming. First, I will take up the very first stanza. I will read out the very first stanza, and after that, we'll explain line by line. Turning and turning in the widening gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart, the center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. The blood-dim tide is loosed, and everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drawn. The best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. So we need to focus on the very first line, turning and turning in the widening gyre. Three verbs have been used in the very first line, turning, turning, and widening. And all the verbs are in continuous forms. If we notice, we'll see turning with ing, turning, and then widening. All are in continuous form. And this is the line which does not end at the end of the line. That is called run on line. So turning and turning in the widening gyre. So gyre, mathematically, practically speaking, gyre is a cone, C-O-N-E cone. But here, W.B. Yeats uses gyre to express his consciousness about history, civilization, ups and downs, development, progress, and destruction of civilization. And his concept, his notion of gyre is based on double gyre. According to W.B. Yeats, one gyre starts from a particular point and it reaches to the climax. And from that particular point, another gyre starts to the opposite direction and of opposite quality. So the very first line, uh, the very first line, poet consciously gesture in continuous form because because it clearly indicates that the first gyre has not reached to its climax. That is why it is still turning, it is still widening, it is still developing. And to show this continuous process, the development process, poet consciously gestured the very first line in continuous form. The falcon cannot hear the falconer. Here, falconer is the owner of falcon. So, situation has come to certain extent or certain juncture. The falcon is out of regulation of its owner. Falconer, the owner of falcon, cannot regulate falcon anymore. Things fall apart. This is disintegration against the unity. The basic structure, the arrangement has been destroyed. This is disintegration against the unity. The center cannot hold, and it has been destroyed in such a way, in such a manner, it cannot accommodate anymore, or it cannot rearrange anymore. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. Everywhere, the ruthlessness, lawlessness, anarchic situation, the heartlessness, cruelty is everywhere in the world. The blood dim tide is loosed, and this is very good imagery used by the poet W.B. Yeats. So everywhere ruthlessness, cruelty, heartlessness, lawlessness is exist in the world. And everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned. What is to be enjoyed, what is to be celebrated is not celebrated anymore. People start disliking positivity. People start disliking honesty. People start disliking good people. So situation has come to that extent that people start disliking the positive things around us. People start disliking the good things around us. The best lack all conviction. The good people, the honest people, the best people, they are wanting in confidence. They have no confidence. They are suffering from low confidence. They have no confidence to do the good things. So situation has reached to certain extent. The good people, they become silent. They do not want to do the good things, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. On the other hand, on the contrary, the bad people, the cruel people, they are full of confidence, full of promising future. They are full of confidence. They are enjoying everything. On the other hand, the good people, they are supposed to do the good things with confidence, but they are wanting in confidence. They have no confidence to do the good things. On the other hand, the bad people, they are enjoying every situation. They are doing the bad things with full of confidence, full of promising future. So this is the situation. These are the things the poet William Butler Yeats wants to uh, depict in the very first stanza of the poem, The Second Coming. In the next episode, I'm going to explain the second stanza of the poem, The Second Coming. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, one and all.